So me and Nick did a show every Friday, and it was a fun show. Now, granted, we were pretty degenerate on the show. Obviously, my entire YouTube was about smashing pistols, so that's gonna happen, right? And that wasn't really Nick's image, I guess. And I didn't really know. Fuck, I just like talking to Nick, you know. That was fun to me, so I didn't really care. I just like doing the show, and we did it all the time. It was a great show. But at one point, the show was not anymore, and it was not something that was in my control. And it was because this is the craziest shit, and this is why people blame me a lot for whatever the fuck happened. Even though a lot of this was happening before any of that shit. But it was I was told, not I was told, but I was called a bad influence, and I was a negative influence on Nick. I was a bad influence, which is fucking crazy to me because I'm the most vanilla dude in the world. Look, I hook up with girls sometimes, but that's as far as like my life goes. I go race cars fast and I hook up with girls every now and then. And obviously, when I tell stories, you know, I tell them, "Ooh, I smashed pistol." It's funny, you know. And I just got the news that I was a bad influence, and I was like, "What the fuck? Are you shitting me? I'm a bad fuck." So that's why that show ended, unfortunately. It was a fun show though. Sad Magikarp says, "Hope you get well. Nick got me into watching your show. I feel so sad for his kids, and I hope he gets better and has a redemption arc." Dude, I'm right there with you. I love you. And look, I might not be a part of it because I'm talking about this right now. So you know, I thought about it for a while, but I'm seeing look. Here's why I decided to do this show today. It was actually this morning when I decided to do this show. I see a lot of people that I care about, and it's totally their right to do so. But I see a lot of people I care about overtly defending Nick on Twitter, just fucking all day, man. Like just every tweet fucking defending Nick. And that's great. But in doing so, I'm afraid my friend is going to die. And that's the cold, hard truth. When I see people overtly defending this situation, I see my friend dying. Because you're validating these choices that were made that I have disagreed with for so fucking long now. You know what I'm saying? Look, all of us, I feel like obviously there's people that are here for the drama and shit. That's whatever. All of us that know Nick in real life and care about him, like I do, like Art does, like Anna does, like Cecil does, Ethan, we want Nick to survive this. We want Nick to come out in a 10 times better spot than it looks bad now, but in a year or two, he could be the fucking poster child for turning his life around. And he can do it. He's a smart dude. He's capable, you know? But defending him overtly on Twitter, to an addict, they're going to see that as I've done nothing wrong. I'm validated. I'm going to go harder than I've ever gone. That's what I see. My brother died from a drug overdose in 2017. My sister almost died. She overdosed like 4 times. And thank God she's clean now. It's been like 5 years now. I just don't want to see my friend go that route. And I feel like overtly defending him, you're putting him in a casket. And I don't want to see that happen. So that's why I did this show. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm trying to say. So you guys understand. I saw plastered everywhere, all over everything. Was my boy got arrested for, let's see, I'm trying to pull it up, guys. Sorry. Got arrested for possession schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, which I believe is 1, 2, 3, 4 from what I read. There's just different substances, you know, like cocaine, ecstasy, Xanax, MDMA, ketamine. So that's covered in all these, and they all, I guess, carry different charges. And the ammo firearm, from what I read in the report, which I'll just pull the fucking report up, but the report claimed that there was like discharged casings in the master bedroom and then guns everywhere. You know, they're around 5 small children. It's probably not a good thing. So yeah, I get that. And of course, Lady Rackos was right in there as well. Which, I mean, they both live there, so you're both gonna get charged with the same shit. So that being said, I will say this, and from anybody watching, just like Sean said, just like potentially criminal said, Sean, anybody watching could tell, unless you have a zero experience with this kind of thing, I guess. You know, the biggest thing to me, and the thing that's kind of like frustrated me in this whole situation, and it's just like a personal frustration, like kind of like when you hear somebody chew loudly and you don't like it. The thing that frustrated me the most about this entire situation was the fact that chat, Cody isn't doing cocaine. No, look. See, that's the thing. You guys don't know like what this shit is. And I barely do. Right? I know a lot of friends that are kind of involved, and you don't have muscle mass when you're on cocaine, man. I'm just being honest. No, and also I take a monthly drug test because I race in a sanctioned sport, so obviously. But at any rate, what like personally frustrated me about the whole situation was the fact that when people noticed, and everybody noticed, and this is why I'm like texting my boy, I'm like, Nick, you all right, dude? You know, I'm like, hey man, I hope you're okay. Because I'm watching your stream, man, and you look fucked up, man. You know, I mean, you don't overtly say that to a friend, obviously, but I text him. I'm like, dude, are you all right? Because I'm watching I don't tell him, but I'm watching the stream, and I'm like, dude, he's lost like 70 pounds, right? Come on, and he looks rough, and anybody could say, it's just being transparent, man. So, I'll ask him, what's going on, and he would respond that he's having a great time and he's partying, and I'm like, well, fuck. That's not what I wanted to hear. I want to hear, oh, dude, I'm fucked up. I need somebody's help. That's what I want to hear. But obviously, you never hear that shit. Even though it's what you want to hear, you never hear it. So he said he was having the time of his life. So I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck to do. I can't really do anything. But his defense was he dieted for 2 years. And I'm like, okay. I've been in fitness for 10 years. You don't diet from a normal weight and lose 70 pounds in 4 months because it wasn't 2 years. I mean, the issue is, and this is what like really frustrated me and it's probably personal to me because I don't like when people insult my intelligence because I'm retarded. So it hurts my feelings, especially when my friends do it. But anybody watching any of these streams could go to the live tab on the channel and go back 6 months and click a video. And you could answer your question right there. Was it 2 years or was it 3 months? It was 3 months. How do you lose 70 pounds in 3 months? 60 pounds, 70 pounds. There's only one answer. One. And I'm like, well, that's devastating because that's when your friend is in trouble. So that's where when I start texting, I'm being like, hey man, what's up? I don't, not eating. Yeah, Michaela, right. So, and Nick once told me the best way to lose weight is to just do cocaine and then eat ramen at 3 a.m. once per day. And I'm like, well, I can't do that because I'll lose muscle mass, Nick, you crazy bastard. So I'm like, not doing that, Nick. I've never been into the substances, man. I'll drink a little bit, but at any rate, so he's not wrong. I mean, he obviously he's not wrong. So, anyways, real quick, Irikius on Rumble with $100 Rumble rant. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Congrats, Cam, on the race, and congrats on me for turning 39 on the 21st. Well, happy birthday, man. $100 Rumble rant. Let me put you on the car real quick before we continue, just so I don't forget, because I will, because I'm a dumbass. Recast. You're on there, my friend. Thank you, dude. Anyways, so yeah, that's where I started getting concerned with the weight loss shit. I was like, well, this is getting bad. And people keep saying, well, it's from alcohol. And I'm like, no. I mean, look, my boy drinks a lot. I get it. I totally get it. But still 60 pounds in like 4 months. I know it's people that the claim was 2 years. It's not, man. It's not. So that's when I started like being like, fuck, man, this is like frustrating me, because I'm like, if any viewer of this show right now just researches a little bit, click live 6 months ago, click video, they're going to know you're lying. And when you're lying, and I know you're lying, I know half the chat knows, or 90% of the chat probably now knows that you're lying, which is just it's hurting everything. It's hurting everything. It's hurting all your friends. It's hurting your channel. It's hurting everything. And I'm like, fuck, I don't like this. You know, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I'm probably not making much sense, because this has been on my mind for a lot of time lately. But at any rate, it finally came to a head. And I was talking to my boy about this the other day. And, you know, behind closed doors, because I don't tell anybody this shit, obviously. I've talked about this not once to anyone except one person ever. And it's like a very close person to me, you know? So, anyways. So, he got arrested on the 23rd, which was Thursday. And I was talking to one of my boys about this. Somebody I talk to about this all the time. And kind of like, vent my frustrations, where I'm like, God, I wish this would end. God, I wish something would happen. Gosh, please, something happen. And I'm like, I've quite literally said, and I shit you not, verbatim, I was like, if the police go to his house and fucking go in his house, he's going to jail forever. And I was like, he needs to do something, man. And I shit you not, it was 3 days later this happened. I could not believe. I audibly gasped when I read this. I was like, holy shit. I can't believe it. I can't believe this happened this quick. I thought this would be a year down the road when it got really bad. So, anyways. So it made me think back to a lot of stuff. A lot of fucked up stuff. And it's just not a lot of good stuff. And a lot of it boils down to the April girl. And a lot of people did not know who this person was, or even how they were involved at all. And I've known this April girl for almost a year now. Nah, actually, 10 months, 9 months, right? I've known about the April relationship for 9 months, 8 months, 9 months now. The whole April thing. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this, but hey, now I get having a side piece, but like, just went hard with it. You know, you're supposed to pump and dump, bro. That's what they teach us in man school. Pump and dump. Don't talk to him ever again. You know. Otacon says, I've always been Nick's corner. This is such a heartbreaking situation. I've seen people recover in my personal life, so I know he can, but he's got to want it. Yeah, a lot of people misunderstand addicts, and Nick will probably say he's not one. And I get it. But you got to want it, man. You got to want that shit. You know, other, and if you don't, you're never going to escape it. And that's why. Okay, so this is like where my frustrations really come in, is when this happened and I read this, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe this, right? Obviously, we all probably thought the same thing. But I was like, well, maybe this is what it's going to take to like fucking make everything turn around, you know? And then I see fucking post on locals and on Twitter. And it's like insinuating that nothing is amiss. And I'm like, oh, fuck. We're fucked again. Oh, we suck again. You know, that's what I like. I was like, oh, fuck. And we just don't, you know, there's not a lot of accountability there. And it sucks. It sucks because that scares me. Like, oh shit, this is going to get worse now. Right? So thank you, Otacon, by the way.